So I was writing down my triggers and trying to get to the root of them, because that's what all of this is about. So I didn't get to like a discovery. I just want to dump, right? It's good to just dump it out. What are your feelings about this word? What are the feelings that you get when you think about your triggers? You know, how does it make you feel? Like, what pet peeves do you have, right? For me, one of them I'll share with y'all is people standing over me. Like if I'm sitting down and you may not have done anything to me, and that's why it's a trigger. If you stand up over me, literally triggered. Like my whole body is just flashing red. I don't know what happened to me. It is not funny, but I'm really trying to get to the root of like my triggers and trying to figure out what the hell happened to me that I don't know if like a man stood up over me and like did some shit, but like I have a huge trigger when people stand up over me, okay? Unless it's a child. And so I was just writing down each and every one of these, okay? So I began to write down my defense mechanisms, right? Cutting people off, removing access to myself from people, which all sound healthy, but if you haven't laid clear boundaries down with people and then they cross them, unless they've done something really fucked up to you, you know, that's definitely necessary, cutting people off and stuff. But in some of these situations, I have not communicated properly with people to let them know what my boundary is so that they won't cross it, you know? So I, in my own right, or not in my own right, in my own wrong, I've cut people off without communicating my boundaries. So some of my defense mechanisms was putting my walls up, right? So I kind of deep dove into that. But the purpose of this video is to talk about what I wrote down with my abandonment. And I began to like write some shit down, and I was like, fuck, I wonder if people can relate to this, because I think that there's a correlation with being an empath, having a really big heart, and always kind of being like the go-to or whatever. And some of these similarities with abandonment might reside with you as well as an empath. All right, so let me get right into it because I've been rambling. So, have you been labeled the golden child, the black sheep? Have you always felt alone? Right? These are my abandonments. Hyper vigilant. Okay, always looking over your back, feeling like people are watching you. I always felt like I was different. All the way from like elementary school, high school, I really never felt like there was a group for me, right? Like I never really felt seen. I am a middle child. I don't like to think that I have middle child syndrome, but I may. I'm the second to the last. My older sister and my younger brother were pretty much the focus, and then it's me and my other sister who were the middle children. So I never really felt seen that much, or I tried to stay out of the way because they were causing a lot of trouble for my parents. So I just always been like invisible. And I thought that that was a good thing because I'm not causing any problems for mom or dad, right? Do you relate with that? And then like I've always been quiet. I've always, unless you get to know me, and people be really thinking that I'm quiet. I'm like, no, I just don't like you like that, okay? But you get me comfortable, you get me with my tribe, I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, I'm the life of the party. If I'm around people who I'm comfortable with and I can be myself with, I'm going to dissect the whole introvert thing at one point because that's an interesting thing as well. Anyway, so back to abandonment. Never felt seen or validated as a child or an adolescent. I used to have this joke that I used to say, and it's so fucked up. And I feel like it was part of my generation. We just say like, oh, you can see me? Like jokingly, like, oh, you see me? Like, oh, you can see me? Like, I used to jokingly say that shit all the time, but like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Like, of course people can see you. And plus, I'm 6 feet tall. Hell yeah, you can see me, okay? My tall ass, you can definitely see me. And if you can't tell, I use comedy and laughter as a defense mechanism. Yeah, I'm getting to the root. And so I've learned to just be like funny and optimistic and be a jokester and shit. But it also doesn't help because then people don't take me serious. But it was my survival guide, my defense mechanism to be able to survive being around either narcissistic people or being in an abusive or toxic environment, which for me it was. So these are some of the things that I wrote down, and I was like, I wonder if they dealt with the same thing. I've always been called weird, quirky, nerd, alternative, spoiled, so-called, because being the golden child or the black sheep, you try and be the Miss Goody Two-Shoe or Mr. Goody Two-Shoe and do everything correct so you can stay the fuck out of the way so you won't catch the trauma in the, you know, the abuse from the parents or whoever the guardian is that that is watching over you. So being really good at everything just became my defense mechanism so that I wouldn't catch the blows. So I didn't get a lot of whippings. I didn't get a lot of trouble, very rarely. And I'm sure it hurt my parents to whoop me or discipline me when I did, because I really did stay out of their way. Like, I rarely got in any trouble. But I was just wondering if y'all could relate, you know what I'm saying? And suppressing shit. Oh my god, I fucking suppressed so much stuff that now as an adult I literally don't remember anything. Like, people be like, oh, you remember this and that? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't remember that. And so my brain has gotten to the place now where it's like, you're gonna have to process this, because we're not gonna keep putting stuff away in the bag in the back of your brain and trying to survive. Like, you know, you can have Alzheimer's disease from this shit. You can get dementia from continuously suppressing stuff. So anyway, I know I'm rambling, y'all. I just wanted to know if y'all dealt with some of the same stuff. I have like 3 or 4 more pages to go. I really wanted to dive deep with this stuff as well, and I'm feeling like pain in my cheekbone, because when I do talk a lot, because I am a quiet person and kind of an introvert, I be tired as fuck if I talk a lot. Are y'all the same way? Just let me know if I'm hitting some of the same targets that you guys deal with. So also, when you start digging deep, I just learned this from being in therapy, and you know, you will sometimes wake up in the middle of the night, or your brain is reliving all those past traumatic situations. So make sure that you're meditating, getting centered, releasing, lighting sage, and just clearing your energy. And then speak to your inner self and your inner child, and just let yourself know everything will be fine. Everything will be okay. You're safe. You're past that. And the adult in you, because of course you've had to reparent yourself. I know, because I've been there and I'm doing it right now. And congratulations on your journey to self-love and healing. So I hope that resonates with you. Be sure to follow me for more tips, and let me know if this has been helpful. I'll see y'all in the next one.